Let's hope y'all. I don't know if we caught that. We're gonna find out when this
No,
thing.
we didn't. I know it didn't. Too slick.
Happy Saturday. We're back. We had an off the record conversation yesterday last week, but we've got a couple more weeks of reading Martha Beck's The Way of Integrity. Today we're covering 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then the following week, we'll be finishing out the rest of this amazing, in-depth, transformational, inspiring, emphatic,
Prolific, epiphanian. I don't think that's a word.
stupendous book by Miss Martha Beck. No, we're just messing, y'all. Obviously, it's just us two. So we're
We're
going
just goofing. We're new book goofing.
with goofing. And then the next book we'll be covering is a book by T.D. Jakes. I've got to look up the name, but by the time this book club is over, you will hear it again. And I will post the information in said areas, just so that we are aware and are prepared. But because Miss Amani recommended this book and it's been fire and desire, I should say, I would say, I'll let you open this up, girl. Go ahead, go ahead.
Sure, why not?
Why not? You go ahead. Beautiful.
Okay.
Well, I guess to read the chapter names though, but chapter 9 is begin the cleanse. Chapter 10 is no turning back, too far gone. Chapter 11, however, is fill your time with life. And then chapter 12, following chapter, is reclaiming Eden. Interesting.
Yo, okay, this whole section of the book, I forgot what it was called. Let me go to it on the list. She calls this era, this stage. This is stage 3, purgatory. We gotta read Dante's Inferno, bro. Like that is a necessary thing. So now we're in
First
purgatory.
book club?
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
guess,
don't know how long it is. It's just a poem though, right?
I guess I'm gonna have to figure that out.
You're gonna have to figure it out.
We'll look into it. Maybe next year's.
Yeah. Start getting into a little bit of literature. Ooh, talk about personal development. We get into literature. That's pure education right there.
No, it is though, and I agree with that. Little side note, like literature is a one like the different types of literature because majority of the time we're only reading either biographies or um personal development self-help books. But in that we've always like done spiritual books too, and the Bible literally has poetry in it as well. Like it's not something that I think is too far gone. I don't know. We'll look into it.
We'll look into it for sure. So she quotes Dante when he is going into and the to purgatory, and the name, I guess the title of the gate or the quote by the gate is "You can't turn back now." Something like that. Like once you're here, that's it. So we've reached purgatory. There's no turning back now. Turning back would fundamentally like screw us. And that's real. Like it would just then break the self so much more. I mean, oh, that's so deep. Because if you know what you know now, and you go back to what you knew, even though you're wiser and smarter, you're just holding yourself back. And that will in turn cause internal conflict that will rip you apart. It's insane. So, I mean, it makes sense though, especially. There are, what is, oh my God, I cannot ever remember how Samuel L. Jackson says this. He quotes this in, I think, Pulp Fiction and in freaking Boondocks, but he's like, there are knowns and there are unknown unknowns. And then Riley's like, what? anyways, I always love that quote because there are so many things that we don't know. And there's a lot of things that we don't even think we could, that even exist that we don't know, that our minds are not even equipped to handle it because it's so foreign, it's so new, it's the kind of things that breaks our reality. And those things I accept with open arms. Like this book definitely is wanting you not necessarily, I don't think it's necessarily like reality breaking, but if your reality was already broken, this will deepen the cracks for sure. So she talks about no, here we go. Okay. So chapter 9, she's talking about, oh man, that we abandon ourselves for culture. Oh my God. We do. We abandon ourselves for our culture because we are born and bred and indoctrinated into a culture well before we can even decide if that culture fits us. I wish that'd be so cool. I mean, I wonder how it is when you're about to be born. You're like, you know what? Put me here. I'm gonna learn the most lessons here. Who knows how it actually works? But in order to reach this state of, because this section is purgatory, the next section is going to be paradise. We're almost to paradise, but there's still some things that need to be concluded before we even reach paradise because it's all a part of the journey. And she says, leaving duplicity behind, adjusting outward behavior to match our new inner truth. So this is, she really talks heavily about culture in this chapter and how, and amongst other things, which I will get to, that actually split us from the inside out. And integrity itself is what mends us. And it's not just like a patch job. It is actually healing us so that these scars are shown, are just evidence and proof of all the pain we've endured and how we have overcome and become a new person with new emotions, new situation experiences to show off. And it's really amazing to think about it, like a scar just being your learning lesson, but also you can take pride in having it because that means that it's been healed and you've been able to go through a very dark time, but come out more yourself than you had been before. Um, so her whole thing with integrity we've been learning is being true to ourselves. This was so funny to me because I read this last night. I read part of this last night, and she goes, "The way we can get over this is to stop lying." And I screamed because um I'm not saying I'm not saying like I'm a liar per se.
What was that?
It was it was a big ass fly, like
I
just
thought I was
sitting
like,
on.
where'd you get an animal? I'm not gonna lie to you. It literally was like, yo, move.
Get out of here. No,
That's
I
what I do
treat.
with Kobe. I'm like, bro, get out of my space. I love you, but damn,
You
I'm
gotta
trying.
go. Listen, I treat all animals and insects the same if they annoy me. Humans too. I don't care if you're a baby, if you're an adult, you're a fly, you're a cat. Get out my face, please. Um, but she says to stop lying, and that, like, oh my God, she goes a year without lying. And I'm like, I could do that. Could I do that? I could do that. Nah, I be lying to my jobs all the time. I tell them I'm working one job when I'm not working the other job, just so I don't have to go into either job. You feel me? Like, so just thinking about those little lies for convenience, I'm like, damn, being or even like very small ones like, yeah, let me call you back. I'm not calling you back. I'm never calling you back. I might call you back in a week or two, but I'm not calling you back today. So that's just so funny to me. Just she said it's the ultimate self-help strategy. So a whole year without lying helped her mend her integrity. We'll get there. We're still in purgatory. So she's been doing this for a long time. Um, so culture, she says culture needs our cooperation to survive. Pressure from culture, religion, family, or other, or like she's talking about like other things that shape us. They are designed to keep us under control. They can maintain this by threatening us with abandonment, betrayal, and shame. Oh, you ever see like moments where people are like in shows are banished? They're like, you are banished from this kingdom. That's how I feel about that because abandonment is deep. You come from a culture, you're bred. Again, you're indoctrinated into this society that you had no choice. You didn't have a choice, really. And then something that doesn't fit you in this culture is now your worst enemy, and your culture could potentially turn on you. And the thought of being abandoned by everything you love, she's actually Mormon. Well, excuse me, she was Mormon until she started to go on this integritous journey and then changed her whole thought process, her whole mental, emotion, her well-being, her societal views. She is integrity within herself. The betrayal and the shame, that one hurt. Those hurt. These things hurt. Oh my gosh, they feel so bad. Like when you go through
I agree with that.
shame because somebody's shaming you or betrayal, abandonment. I mean, we see this a lot. Oh my gosh, Marcus, we see this a lot in social media today. Cancel culture is a huge thing. Millennial, well, generational divide, definitely age divide, even if they don't subscribe to freaking generational
I
like
do want to add a little bit to that though.
labels.
I really think like our generation, like you, myself, and I would say people born up until let's say
What?
like 2000.
Okay, what about?
Like we were in this in between of the integration of social media
Yes.
and the old vibes in society.
Yeah.
Everything after, like that's what they understood and they grew up in. So there's definitely a divide because how social interaction has occurred has literally been completely like transformed since we have a whole generation that was through COVID completely cut off in terms of communication and then literally develop societal interactions through complete technology type of connections. And it's actually surreal. And I witness it and I peep it every time I'm outside. From eye contact, body language,
Yeah.
instead or lack thereof.
Well, the thing is, like this whole book is basically saying there doesn't need to be a divide. There's a divide because people make it a divide. This division comes from people's strong beliefs and systems that were created for like to keep us separate. So when a person actually does personal development and read books like this, and your parents are in that understanding as well, I think a lot of people breed, I'm gonna say it. A lot of people don't read. A lot of people don't continue with their education after they graduate, and that in turn goes into their children, and their children are just like not there either. So it's like you got stupid parents, you got stupid kids, and these stupid kids are going into the world and creating a lot of new things for all of us to deal with. But whose fault is it really? Whose fault is it really? This is why I love the movie Idiocracy, because even though these challenges have, we've been faced with these challenges, that doesn't mean we cannot be one together. Every generation is going to have their strong suits. Every generation is going to have their weaknesses. Every race, culture, everything. It's what we do with that connection. What we do with ourselves and the people around us to birth more connection. It's just so that's where I'm at with like society and culture. And I'm so glad she brought that up. She didn't bring up, well, I guess she did bring up social media, but her bringing up the depths of like what can happen. And it's really scary because our government will do the same thing. If you don't do this, then you're going to be an outcast. And I've noticed a lot lately about how there's just so much negativity and hatred in this world right now. And I think people forget that we're all people and we're all in control of everything that we do. A lot of people do know that and manipulate it and use it for the worst, but when we become stronger as people and have more integrity within ourselves, that is ultimately healing. What's funny is her talking about in the next chapter. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, her talking about this in the next chapter blew me. But I mean, but she said to be whole and free, we must move forward anyways. I was like, you know what? Yes, we're faced with all these things. Yes, um, taking a step in integrity is not easy. It's not easy. We will be faced with abandonment, fear, and betrayal, shame and betrayal, but we must persist. We must move forward because the moment we start accepting someone else's truth as our own, that's when the problem starts. I did not know. I'm so happy. She doesn't talk about this right away, but she talks about it in chapter 12. Spoiler alert, she's a lesbian. And she used to be Mormon. And Marcus, like you know about the Mormon faith, their faith is wild. If you go against the church in any kind of way, it is like they are banishing you. They're turning
They
their
really do.
complete backs on you.
One of my old
Hold
mentors.
on, wait. Outer darkness. You can go into outer darkness if you leave the Mormon church. And that sounds freaking horrible. They make a special individual purgatory
Yeah,
for people.
yeah. Human societal psychological creations are wild, but the well, I was saying that like I agree with you because I had a mentor of mine, a
Mhm.
really good friend,
Was-
and she grew up in the Mormon faith. She's lesbian, and
Damn.
what she experienced was like a lot. So she loves God though, you know what I'm saying? Like she avid devoted
Fair.
to faith, and she recognized that that treatment wasn't from the Lord, but it was from people. And in that process, she never like walked away from the faith, but she definitely wasn't accepted, and it helped, or she understood a lot of like how people were just like sideways in that denomination. It's kind of wild. So
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of loopholes. It's like, how do you have a loophole in your faith, bro? You just don't believe in it, but you are scared to, for the consequences.
Skirt.
It's like, hey, but what's worth it, your soul or being accepted? Oh my God. Sometimes being accepted is at the cost of your soul. And our souls are time and time again proven to be the most valuable asset on this damn planet. So, so she talks, chapter 10, because she's going through all of these things and people will start turning their backs on you. Unfortunately, it's the way of life. People are there, a season, reason, lifetime. That's okay. And there are aspects uh, of society that you learn and culture that you can take and kind of leave the rest in the embers. Like let them fire, let them burn. Anyways, she talks about mourning misery. Deep. She missed the feeling of fitting in after she left Mormonism. She also felt grateful and felt relief when she left the church. So at the same time, she's missing the connection with her church and her congregation, and she's also relieved and grateful
Yeah.
that she has now walked in integrity. What? Ah, such, again, that duplicity. It's like you're moving away from it, but you have to mourn it because grief, we know, is not linear. Shout out to Caroline, was that her name?
Caroline, I miss
Caroline, yes, because that was
you.
man,
Shout
grief
out
is
Caroline. Bro, it's crazy. We've done a lot over the years. I be really thinking about, man, praise God. It's actually wild. Praise, man, I really hope if I don't get reconnected with her,
yeah.
like I that was a little glimpse into what I feel like God has been wanting us to do in terms of just like really helping people do what this book is talking about. So I appreciate you bringing that up. That's crazy. You just threw me through a whole loop, dude.
Mental
Caroline
Health
Grace.
Mondays, Mental Health Mondays.
Hell Mondays for real. I miss that.
I do too, I'm not gonna lie. I was
Sorry to cut you
actually,
off, but yo, that threw
no,
me
it's all good.
completely off. That's wild.
No, Caroline was the ghost. She's a ghost. She straight up like the fact that she could talk about her grief and then also share her pain with us was actually so freaking powerful now that I'm even looking back on it because that takes so much power to do and then in turn teach and share wisdom in order to help us through our own grief. And that's when I really started to understand that grief is not linear. Grief is not just for a physical death, it is also for a, I can't think of the word, metaphorical death as well,
Yeah.
which is the death of our old selves. And this book
Yes.
actually goes through the death of Martha Beck in her life after leaving Mormonism and also before she comes out of the closet as a lesbian. I think she's a lesbian, but yeah, she is because she was married with three kids, and she it's like but you can't. You've been conditioned not to be for so long. It's so crazy to come back into yourself, but you have to mourn your old self because your old self is you. I am the great I am. I am who I am. Who I was then is who I am now, but that chapter of me has been put to rest, aka it has died, the metaphorical death. And in order to move forward, you have to hold space for everything that person endured in order for you to become the person that you are.
Yeah.
It's so much pain, so much beauty. I'm back. I'm back. I kind of lost it a little bit
No,
right there.
no, but that's real though. I'd love to just interject real quick because
Yeah,
man, so I do a daily devotional and it's wild like the point in which you just kind of like brought up was really about what I wrote about this morning. And essentially, let me just read it to you and how kind of wild things align. But Luke 5:37-38, and no one pours new wine into old wineskins. Otherwise, the new wine will burst the skins, the wine will run out, and the wineskins will be ruined.
I see.
New wine must be poured into new wineskins. So when the new has come, the old cannot remain.
Yeah.
Like it's real life. It's literally what you were talking about. And it's in the process of understanding that this renewal that occurs requires you to step into more authenticity and integrity of who you're becoming, holding on to the parts that obviously what makes you unique, what makes you you. But as you were saying, like that chapter has the page has turned. Like I'm literally stepping this way and I'm walking in more of who I'm really attempting to become. And that requires a like you were
Which
saying,
is
like
your true self.
yeah, 100%. It's but because cultural norms want you to remain the same,
Yup.
this is what she was saying. Like when you stop lying, it's going to rub the culture wrong, and they're gonna try to tell you like you're not that, even though you are that.
Boy, okay. Okay. All right. I'm
That's good. That's good.
No,
Good.
but that's so, oh my gosh. I'm so glad we're reading this book in this chapter now. I I have over the years drastically changed. And I didn't think, that's not the right word. I didn't expect to go deeper and deeper and deeper. I didn't know how. So shout out to God because sometimes I don't know how. Sometimes I don't need to know how. Actually, I never really need to know how.
Yeah, all the
I
time.
I don't want to know. So at this point, one day, I think the other day, I just was like, God, I don't even care at this point. I don't care how. Just give me a sign, any sign. Please tell me I'm going in the right direction. I'm not wasting my time. And I kid you not, I was so candid too. Sometimes, like, you really got to talk to God how you would talk to your friend. Like,
Like,
you got
homie,
to just come
bro.
to God as you are, like the real version of yourself.
It's
That's true integrity. So I was like, God, listen. I don't give a fuck at this point. I need your help. I need your help now. I need
help
some
me.
real help. Like, please, God, help me. And I seriously needed some kind of synchronicity sign that says that these efforts and where I'm moving and how I'm being integritous, and it is actually what the vision that I see is the truth.
Yeah.
And I got the vision through my cousin DMing me about something that she felt that I should do and referenced a person and being like, I think you would be great at this. And I already had been researching it the whole week. I already had been researching that person not even 15 minutes before
Yeah.
she sent me that. And I just was like, why'd you send me this? And she's just like, I really think you would be good at it. Like, I could see that for you. And I was just like,
Hey, the Lord be answering prayers and the Lord uses people.
thank you, God. I needed that. I really needed that. I don't want to work a regular job. I don't want to be this person that doesn't fit like the 9 to 5 life or just like working jobs that don't fulfill me anymore. I can't live like that anymore. This book is making it even worse because now I'm just like,
Now, hey, look, let me give you your flowers because I really want you to understand that, I've seen you grow over the past few years of us knowing each other and like how your outward behavior has transitioned into who you're becoming more often, like genuinely and in authenticity. And like, bro, like something in me, I've been really in tune with my spirit recently,
mhm,
especially as I've fallen and I get back in motion with the Lord. But I know he's looking down and he's happy and he's proud of you as well because it really does take like a genuine relationship with him to just communicate, right? And um, the more aligned you've been with what he's calling you to do, which is usually a righteous path rather than an unrighteous one. Like the good book tells us that he answers the prayers of the righteous, and upon the wicked it falls. Right? So like wicked people be trying to manipulate God all the time. But girl, I've literally seen you over the years just like take steps towards that and like despite your challenges, continuously live in this positive energy and consistency. The reward's on the way, and it's already here. So,
yes,
um,
yes, it is. I know.
anyways, I'm
I
proud
know.
of you, dude. I really am. I hope you know
Thank you.
that.
Thank
If
you.
ain't no one told you, girl, let me tell
I
you.
appreciate that so much. I've been there's moments where I feel lost and then
Yeah.
I do ask for help. And I have such strong faith. And sometimes my strong faith is just on pause. And I'm like, God, I need your help to get me back in. And I'm so grateful for that help because the more I continue to move forward and just keep up with with everything that is being shown to me to follow and trusting myself and trusting God and just allowing things to move through me, that's where the magic starts happening. And this is also like being in integrity is just another part of that. She actually talks about that. I don't know. Let me see. It was in chapter 10. She actually talks about this at the end of the chapter. The more you go through this path, the up this hill, you'll climb faster, and the views become better. Like these things stack on top of each other. So anytime, one day when I am teaching people how to move through this life, I will say this path is built sand grain by sand grain, okay? Not brick by brick. Sometimes it starts, the brick is clay, and you need to form the brick in order to lay the brick. And everything you go through is the freaking concrete in between. It's the bonding. So you build and build and build. And one day there will be a beautiful structure there, and you might just want to add on to it. That's real. So I'm so
I'm feeling
grateful.
that. I'm telling you right now. Before you lay the brick, you got to build the brick, and that's grain by grain. I don't
Great.
think I don't think people understand that part though. It really does take the small details, bro.
Yes. So many little, when I set out to start all of the businesses that I have aligned for my path, I didn't realize how much goes into it, which is like, so it's just been like, like the path has not been linear, I learn and I'm like, okay, now I need this, now I need this, now I got to do this to get this. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
So I'm climbing. I'm climbing. The air is a little thin up here, but it's all good. I will live.
Deep breath.
Okay, so then she was after, she felt this relief, she said, if you start honoring your true nature and find yourself missing your old culture, don't panic, be kind to yourself. But don't think that missing your old life means you should go back to it. Everyone that goes back to integrity must mourn the misery, patterns, dysfunctional relationships that they've left behind. This will, bring you joy and you will meet another gate. I
What
will
what page is that on?
have no clue. It's in chapter 10. I have
Oh,
no clue.
yeah.
But
I remember
it's
seeing that, but I wanted
um but her talking about the true nature and on okay, Marcus, you threw me off right now,
I'm
okay?
sorry, I was just trying to find where
I
you
have but literally,
I thought you got the book already.
you know what? I surely did not.
You told me you were gonna get the book, so I'm like, yeah, okay.
No, I didn't lie about it. I just didn't anticipate when I was actually going to get it because I thought I was going to get it a couple days ago or last week, couple weeks ago. It's going to be bought eventually.
It's okay.
Eventually.
I didn't mean to throw you off. I was just trying to be where you were at. It's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, my bad, dog. All right, so yeah, so she said, don't panic, be kind to yourself. That is huge. I couldn't imagine leaving Mormonism. I mean, it took me a lot to leave Christianity. And I didn't leave Christianity for the ways that people like, you found it? I didn't leave Christianity because I don't believe in Christianity. I wholly believe in the true principles of Christianity. I just don't subscribe to religion. I don't subscribe because God has taught many people across many cultures, across many timelines, the truth and how to live and how to be. And I believe in God 100%. And my relationship with God is more important than any religion could ever give me. So when I did that, it was so difficult because I grew up in this. I'm actually baptized Catholic. Like I have been a part of many faiths, and to leave religion, even sometimes now, like my mom, love you, mom, but she hurt my feelings a couple weeks ago, she was just talking about, me dating women and how, like she loves my ex to this day, but I was like, well, what if we would have gotten married? She's like, I would have just been praying for you. Now, for people who believe in that, they can understand it. But for a woman whose mother is telling her that, that is so damaging and painful. And it hurts when I know, like, my ex was really good to my mom, and my mom loves my ex, and they're still really cool to this day. Like, damn, that's how you feel. So it takes a lot of strength and persistence and just being able to continuously be, you know, one with yourself to break away from the societal and cultural norms, especially if your family is still believing in certain things. It's not easy, but you like once you mourn the misery, you can move forward, but you'll still get the change back attacks. That's what they are, the change back attack.
No, that's real.
Yeah.
Was it the way she communicated it, or do you have like a negative connotation of somebody praying for you? No,
It
genuine.
ain't a it is not a negative connotation
I'm
for
just trying to
people praying
understand
for me.
your POV.
Absolutely not. I love when people pray for me. I don't care what religion you're in. If you're going to pray for me in whatever language you're going to pray for me, thank you, God. I take that as I
Yeah.
people ask to pray for me all the time, like random people in public. They're just like, "Can I pray for you?" I'm like, "Sure. Sure." It was the fact that she said that if I married this woman,
Hmm.
she would not have been truly happy about it because she would have been praying for my soul not to go to hell.
Hmm.
That's what she said. And that itself is so counterproductive. How do you pray for my soul not to go to hell because you believe that I shouldn't be with a woman? And that is where religion is very damaging. So that's where I'm at with it. And that hurt the shit out of me because my own mom thought I was going to hell for loving a person that she also loved. So it's just like, it just doesn't make any sense. And it was too much. And I had to deal with that. I had to deal with that for a few days because I even still like feel this like anxiety in my chest when she told me. I just couldn't believe it, you know?
Hmm.
Why'd you ask?
So I can gain a better understanding of your POV.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah. It sucked. Even my ex, I told my ex, she was like, what the hell? This lady, she, she's like, I'm not about to deal with Pam. And I get that. Like, that's my mom's name, Pam. Pam!
I put that together, yeah. Bam.
But she's a loving mom. I love her. And I think a lot of people mean well.
Hmm.
They just don't understand how these change back attacks, which we'll get into, are hurtful and damaging to people who are doing their best to move in integrity, who are moving in integrity and accepting themselves for who they are, and understanding that this person who you are now is, as long as you're going in integrity, you're moving in your purpose. And that is freaking real. Okay, so shifting our thoughts to our actions and not backing away from it is a note that I have because she's talking about not backpedaling, like I was saying earlier. Going back from self-protecting. Oh, wait, going back from self-protecting. I don't know what I meant by that. Okay, so this chapter does it truly emphasizes the transitions into integrity. When you're making these shifts, you're no longer, the learning has been done. Now we're turning them into action. Now we're taking it to the streets, y'all. It becomes a whole different thing. So I'm so glad that she brought up so many of this because she says your loved ones may shame and blame you. Like they may shame and blame you. Like you have broken away from a norm. And that's not right. So she talks about these change back attacks. A lot of them are triggered by people who want us to go back to the standard. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be your pastor, who it could be strangers. That's what threw me off. She was having like encounters with strangers. Um, or like one of her coworkers, like they went to dinner after she left her job, and then she paid for dinner and was like so excited to be like, I paid for this with the money I got from working on my own. Like I did it by myself. And that, like, there's so much power and freedom in that, right? But this woman felt personally attacked and just basically flipped it on her. And I was just like, damn. So she talks about the fact that these people are actually very dysfunctional in the ways
Mhm.
of they are, again, living in their own personal hell, or they feel like since somebody else is transitioning into their version of their self, that has ego, man. Because what the hell does that have to do with you? You should be really happy for someone who's living their best in their selves, but instead you choose shame, dysfunction, and hate speech against them. Like she was so hurt by that, and I could understand why, because you're finally coming into your own and you feel so proud of yourself because you know it's the right path, and here's someone that you love and care about to smack you in the face with their truth, which is not, you don't even know if they've done the work to, be them their own selves in integrity. So then she was talking about the drama triangle and how she flipped the drama triangle to her benefit.
Mhm.
And I that's anytime I love doing shadow work. I love Carl Jung, amazing psychologist. Since he talks so much about the shadow self and how in the shadow you can see the light. And in these dark moments where there is a lot of dysfunction, you can actually use it and transmute this energy and learn lessons and then grow from it. She even brought up domestic violence, which I've literally witnessed.
Violence.
Yeah,
It's
witnessing
not
domestic violence.
there's a reel where there's like this
Oh, domestic violence? Oh, fool.
leave her.
Oh, like that?
Like
Like
that,
that, homie?
bro, dude.
Domestic
I'm so glad
violence.
you know what I was talking about. But I'm
Of
sorry, the way
course.
that I was just like, yo, that literally made me think of the real. But I'm
Yeah.
it's a real serious topic. Back to a serious conversation. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Recording, y'all hear this,
Sorry,
man?
y'all.
Y'all
That,
hear this, man?
that was my squirrel moment. All right.
So, but she's talking about domestic violence and how that drama triangle persists. And seeing it in real life and hearing her write about it is insane. Seeing the drama happen in almost like robotic movement. It's so automatic, where she was talking about the husband who beat his wife for whatever reasons, then he feels guilty and then he becomes her rescuer and he believes he is the victim, and then there's a moment of bliss after where she believes him and takes him back, and they have love, share love between each other and passion, and then it starts over again like clockwork. And the fact that the person who is the true victim doesn't leave, she said that this cycle can go on for years, and it truly can. I mean, I don't know. I guess growing up with domestic violence, you kind of just want to be the person who's like, if somebody domestic violence me, I'm gonna just kill him. And that's a fair, thing to say. So I'm very grateful. I've not been in a domestic violence relationship myself, and I pray to God that God never puts me in that situation. Ever, please, God. Um, anyways, so she then talks about, like I said, climbing out of this climbing out of misery, honestly. So then chapter 11, she basically talks about practice makes permanent. I love that. She said that. Yes. Keep putting in the practice, keep putting in the effort. I don't really have too many notes about chapter 11, to be honest, but chapter 12 was the integration. And I saw this like veil being lifted, like the sun after weeks of rain, like right now, how it's a very beautiful day and it has been muggy for 2 weeks straight.
Like annoying.
Like
I agree.
raining every day. Thank God April showers bring May
May
flowers, but
flowers. It's May.
it's May. May grandma's birthday is in 3 days. What day is this? In 2 days.
That's lit.
Um,
My niece's first birthday is tomorrow.
hey, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. So, um, but oh my gosh, so the integration. The story about the woman who got pregnant at 15, married this her high school sweetheart, had hella kids, bro. And then one of her kids was sick, or was it her husband who was sick? I cannot remember. But she wanted to go to work and she asked her in-laws for help to watch the kids for childcare. And she then finds out she cannot work because the area she lives in doesn't want women to work. And then she decides, I'm gonna kill myself. And I was like, damn, you gonna leave all these damn kids here after you was just trying to help them? Like, you cold, but all right, whatever. Like, do you? So
I could
then she
literally see
goes,
your mind thinking that while you were reading it. What you're like, what?
like, what the hell is going on, bro? What is she going through? But she then goes to a cliff or a bridge or something like that, and she's like, "Oh, I'll make it look like an accident." I'm like, "Oh, you dirty, she dirty." But then she gets to the area, she starts seeing the sun rise, and she's looking at the settings, and she decided not to, which good for the kids, I guess. Um, Good for her. This is the point in the integration where we now see the shift happen, where we are moving in flow, is what she says,
Mm,
which is abundance embodied, moving in the flow of ourselves where we're really starting, no, not starting. We've gotten it, we've practiced it out loud, and now we get to live it. We get to embody it every single day. And I'm glad she did such a good job of putting the chapters together because the next section is paradise. So this is that moment in paradise. This is the solar plexus chakra of the chakras. Because once you get from the lower chakras to the higher chakras, then you start to reach this bliss and this power within. Um, it's so cool when she went on the Oprah show and Ellen DeGeneres, I guess, just had like a segment of her coming out. And this woman was talking in the audience of, I guess, the Oprah Winfrey show, asked Martha a question about being a lesbian. And then she had this choice. She had this choice to make to be in integrity or backpedal. And she trusted her instinct to be honest about it. And Oprah was like, "Oh, you're gay?" Like, "Oh, chill." And everybody's just like, "Oh my God, like this woman just came out." Like, and she's just like, "I can't believe I came out in like this such a public setting." But integrity calls for us to come out of all the metaphorical closets because our true authentic self is where the power lies. It is where God's gifts are given in birth across the world, where we can share it with our sisters, our brothers in Christ, our family and love and embodiment of the universe and all the fun hoopla words around to, embody true connection with ourselves, each other, spirit, God, as we are all one. It's beautiful. Very deep, so beautiful to see like how she now is, she's left the Mormon church. She understands who she is. She can teach other people to not live within shame because shame, fear, abandonment, scarcity, that all creates such negative clouds behind us. And although negativity and darkness is something that we must understand and go through, it's not where we can live. The more we live in it, the more toxic not only ourselves become, but how we spread the toxicity because it's like a moth to a flame.
yeah.
It is so much more special when you can really like live within yourself and then inspire others. And that is my biggest hope as I go through this journey. And over the years, my friends have told me that, or my family even, have told me how much that I've inspired them. And that inspired me to keep going, to keep being my true self, to teach others the same thing. It is, the feeling is immaculate. It just feels like tiny little golden vibrations allowing me to float through life in flow and continue to grow. So, shout out to Martha Beck.
Martha Beck.
Martha Beck, you fire girl. And
No,
she gave.
she
I appreciate
snaps.
that. She did.
I won't take
No.
a lot of time just because you covered a lot of it. I think one of the things that I liked from chapter 10 that I didn't hear you touch on, just because there was these chapters are dense, like they're not, there's a whole lot that you
Yeah.
can literally touch on. So, one of the things is that whenever you do a person attacks or upsets you, most is always showing you the next step on the way to integrity. So, like if somebody challenges who you're stepping into in truth, um, she said that attacks cause emotional suffering only if a part of us believes them. And I had a whole conversation with my sister about this because she was operating out of a lens of comparison in a situation. And
Mm.
um, I make everything
Thief
spiritual
of
and
joy.
not significant because at the end of the day, I told her, I'm like, what is comparison the thief of? And like, I want her to think and process so that she can have these revelations herself because it's important. She's 19, about to be 20 this month. So I'm like, you're stepping into a space, you're a mother of a 2-year old. Like, it's time that you start to actually operate in some emotional maturity. Like, I know that you can because we did not have those examples of emotional intelligence the way that you can give to your child, right?
Mm.
Majority of what we saw growing up was emotional reactivity, not emotional responsiveness. And we
Yeah.
read Emotional Intelligence 2.0. I think you were here with us at the time. If
Yeah.
you, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Wasn't your sister and your mom on that one?
yes. Well,
Yeah.
not my sister. My mom was for sure. She
No,
like,
your sister was a couple of times. No, like I could specifically remember her sitting next to you at the table.
okay, but I don't think, but that was,
That wasn't that
okay,
one?
that wasn't in that book. I think that was The Power of Awareness
Okay.
because that was the beginning of that one year and I had just moved in.
Okay.
The point being is she's very
Yeah.
aware of it because I've had this conversation with her about emotional
Uh-huh.
intelligence for some time. And now that her son is literally a sponge, copying everything he hears and sees, I was letting her understand what the level of significance because sometimes as youngins, it's not that serious. And yes, although our 20s are designed to make mistakes, learn, and develop, when you
Hmm.
have a child and you're attempting to live a life knowing that, yes, odds are you're going to be here till you're 80, but you really don't know what's going to happen when you walk out the door.
Yeah.
Like it is that significant and it is that serious, right? And I told her like, hey, when it comes down to how you respond, you've got to understand what lens are you looking out of. Because if you're comparing situations or you're looking out of frustration and a lack of scarcity, you literally cannot allow yourself to feel things like joy and peace. And if you succumb to the things of your flesh, then you give it authority over you when God has given you authority over it. And in the process, you've got to recognize that suffering is optional. Like, yes, I do believe you have to go through a suffer, but you choose the suffering that you actually go through,
What do you
meaning
mean?
your perspective on the suffering. So, and what she's saying verbatim, right? She goes, when a challenger really bothers us, it's because that person believes things about us that aren't true. But shards of those same beliefs are still inside of our own self-concept that we are grieving and letting go of. She goes, it puts you back in alignment with your inner teacher, your sense of truth. This heals the split in your worldview and restores a fundamental part of your integrity. And then she ended the paragraph saying, "Thank you, challenger." I was like,
Yes. Yeah. Oh my
I was
God.
like, dude, this is a bar because if you change the perspective, you no longer allow them to cause internal suffering. You can instead choose a suffering that makes you more aware of the like the next page he talks about pursuing areas of righteousness, right? You can be more in tune with doing the right thing, with doing what's in tune with the integrity and the person that you've been called to become. And
Oh,
this is what I mean, right? Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional, meaning we all suffer, And like I believe in Christ, and Christ tells me that when I walk his path, it's a bitter sweet cup. Like he tells his disciples, I don't think you know what you want because you want what I got. And what I got is literally persecution. What I got is mockery. What I got is aspects of being spit on and beat and killed. You know what I'm saying? Like you want the glory, but you don't understand what that comes with. And it's literally suffering. This is why he tells the disciples and us through the book, like you have to crucify yourself, crucify your flesh, and pick up your cross every day. That is not easy. He tells us, in fact, you're gonna face trials and tribulations of many kinds, but take heart. Right. So like suffering is optional. And if you follow in the route where your integrity is in alignment, there's going to be a suffering that occurs, a grieving that has to take place, as you talked about, right? From old into new. And that requires you to step into a new sense of authenticity that you choose what optionally you're suffering in. Because I do believe that everybody does have to suffer, but how you suffer can be different.
How you suffer and how long you suffer is all up to
Up
the
to you.
person.
I agree 100% because, and like the first time I heard this concept was from a person that was making multiple six figures, if not seven figures a month. And he was
Uh-huh.
talking this on stage, and his mom taught him this lesson on her deathbed before she passed away with cancer. And his mom like poured into him and his family all the time. And it was about mindset. She would literally listen to Jim Rohn and Tony Robbins and Robert Kiyosaki, and like literally have things playing all throughout the house and consistently
Yeah.
speaking life into her children. One of the things she reminded him of before she passed away was pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. And for the
Yes.
longest time, right, this is before I was like literally on my true walk with my faith and who I am today. I I would listen to him because he had a sense of authority, right? Like he was on stage, had the type of lifestyle that I was and have been building for my own life in bits and pieces. And his name's Jesse McPherson. He's an amazing dude, bro. He's married now with a kid, might be two on the way. So like just seeing how he had that mindset shift, I would I would resonate with it, but I would still like experience this suffering because of grieving that was taking place of leaving the old behind and stepping into who I'm truly supposed to be. And like you said, like the relationships, the cultural norms, the society um quotas that they require you to uphold. I was like, yo, why is this a lot more like I knew it was going to be difficult, but why is it even more difficult? And I find myself sometimes falling back into old habits or falling back into old things because I really resonated with this is why I was like, dude, where did that come from? And I had it highlighted and I found it was on page 200, but embracing integrity. You have to mourn and know the misery of familiar patterns and dysfunctional relationships they've left behind.
Oh, the analyst, analyzing of your past crimes in order to move forward and mourn it is just,
It's difficult and like I
it's difficult to look at yourself in that
yeah.
way, but know that it was for your own good. And
You have to do it with a lens of grace because
yeah,
I
no,
was
no
like the
judgment.
hardest judge, and I'm grateful for Mikhail because he honestly would like he was like, bro, why do you judge yourself so difficultly? Like, why are you so hard?
Mm.
I was like, bro, I'm just frustrated, and he's like, dude, and this is back when I was like in 2000 and I think it was like 21, 23. He was like, bro, if you take a glimpse at your Instagram, what you've done and where you're at currently and the
The
life that
buffer
you're
you've
living,
gotten.
bro, people are praying for a life to experience half of what you have, and you're the hardest judge on yourself. And you
Mm.
deciding to put judgment upon what you have done or haven't done is literally slapping God in the face. And he literally like that was a thought disruptor. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? No, I'm not. And he was like, dude, do you believe that God is the judge? Yes or no? And I'm like, yes. And he was like, well, if you decide to judge yourself, would you say that you are therefore taking his role? And I'm like, shut up.
Oh,
And and I was like, damn. And I was like,
got
dude,
him.
I'm literally slapping God in the face because I'm saying, hey, I'm the better judge than you. I understand what I'm supposed to do or not supposed to do. When in all reality, I loved what you just said. Like, Lord, I don't even care anymore. Like, it's you. What do you need? I don't even need to understand it. At one point, I was like, I need to understand, and I've got to know, and I've got to do these things so that I can execute and plan and do everything according to making sure that I do my part. But like all throughout scripture and in my relationship with him, he tells me, do not lean upon your own understanding. Instead, trust in him with all your heart, and your paths
Yep.
will be made straight. And I'm like, yo, quit playing. And like, I'm so grateful for reading and books because I was learning this through experience, and I'm like, I see the favor that God has given me in a way that is outside of what people would consider favor. Meaning the world will tell you the favor is the money, the experiences, the cars, the clothes, I suppose. But
I just want to be successful.
I freaking love you, dude. Okay, no, but genuine, like
Yeah.
the outside world would consider that favor, but instead, God was having me literally learn a lot of these things. And as we read these books and have these discussions about growth and development and authenticity, integrity, like I learned, some of the highest levels of frequency are love and peace, but the highest form of frequency is authenticity. It literally shakes a room. As you and I speak, we have sound waves that are hitting each other's eardrums. It's an actual transfer of energy that is always occurring. And when you speak with integrity, with truth, and with genuine alignment with who you really are, it you literally shake up a room because majority of people do not. It's against the cultural because you've got to fit within these different societal aspects. Oh, you're in a church. Oh, you're in a business setting. Oh, you're at a theme park. Oh, you're with family. And before I even understood this concept, I would tell people this, and this is why I feel like God gave me favor throughout all that because as we talk about it, we read it, it's causing me to reflect back and look at the things that I was learning by doing and experiencing without even fully knowing. And like he was teaching me and then gave me mentors and people that I didn't even know that were going to be in my life, but helped me along the way because I would pray for it. Right. And I would tell individuals, I'm like, yo, we all wear these different hats in different settings. How about you throw away the hat and you be yourself in every setting? Right. And I took a course in college for cultural diversity. It was called Rethinking Blackness. It was different. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it made me aware of the societal norms of just being a darker pigmentation than most folks. And one of the things we talk about social code switching and how you would speak in certain type of ways, but it don't matter if I'm bartending or if I am running my business or if I'm helping people get plugged in with technology and AI to make money in the financial markets, or if it's me with my family, or if it's us on book club, or if it's me helping people establish their legacy with trust and estate planning. Bro, I am me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gotta apologize for that. And you're gonna hear about me and how I believe in my God and how I'm grateful for what he's done in my life. Like I've known too much, I've seen too much. I would not be myself if I don't speak on that truth. And the more that I've operated in that, the more he's honestly revealed to me the parts of the truth that have guided me to be reconfirmed. Right? There'll be times where like I'm literally crying, confused, and on E, ready to give up. And I'm like, Lord, I just don't got it. And he would send like that same day, and I get emotional thinking about it because like if it was like so clear that he was reconfirming that I'm on the right path and I like just not give up. We're like random people, bro. I barely know them 2 months in, 3 months in, mentoring. They're like, bro, I just want to like say I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. And in the process, like everything you've poured into me, like you've completely changed my life. And I thought I'd have to be 8, 9 figure earner speaking on stages for millions of people to make an impact like that. Like it's actually wild. And like I'm talking about same day, Imani.
Yes,
Same
no,
day.
I
So like
I
I can relate
totally
I
understand where
can I
that.
can relate to you in terms of like you're like, yo, what am I supposed to do? Am I like show me, right? I would tell God like very like I told somebody just yesterday. I was like, bro, I talked to God like he is my homie. Like
Yeah.
this is my dog. And I
Yeah.
would
Oh,
explain to him,
that
and I would tell
my
him,
guy,
yeah, I'm
bro.
like, Like people will look at me kind of sideways when I'm outside in public because I'm like literally just communicating with him the whole time. And they think I'm just kind of weird. I'm like, bro, I don't give a damn what y'all think. I literally need my Lord. So I'd be
Yo,
talking to him and I would tell him, I'm like, bro, you told me to walk this path some years ago. Like, why would you tell me?
what? Swear to God.
Why would you say go that way and do this and then confirm it with things that would occur supernaturally and then put me through the damn ringer? Like, what is it? What is the purpose here? And like sometimes his silence was the answer, and it forced me to be more intentional about like going inwardly. And I love how she brings this, like getting back into the book. I love how she brings this in terms of as you're moving more into integrity, you have to keep wandering around purgatory by staying at exactly the level of self-disclosure you've reached, or go back to whatever secrets, lies, and habits you've abandoned. Sometimes it takes you like, all right, am I gonna go do that? Be that, or am I gonna walk into this new truth that I understand I need to go and step into? Sometimes I get pissed off about the level of awareness I have. I'm like, I am frustrated that
It's not easy.
it's not. And like now that you know what you know, you can't unknow. Sawi, and that's in chapter 11, just because you didn't really touch on that one. Um, the way she started it, she goes, know what you really know, feel what you really feel, say what you really mean, and do what you really want. I was like,
Mhm.
bars,
No,
bars.
dead ass.
And that's been my life over the last 3 years. And that's why I got a select circle of people that actually vibe and rock with me because I will say what I mean and I mean what I say. And if I tell you I'm doing something and it's against your desire to hear it, sorry. Like I'm not gonna compromise my character because
First
of
of all, there is no sorry. You're not getting a sorry out of me no more. I am doing it. I'm in
bro.
integrity. And if you're upset, you're upset. That's
Yo,
it.
one sec, one sec. What's up, bro?
Kabi. This week on Book Club, I am your fellow book clubian, and I'd like to say a few words. And I don't know what those words are going to be just yet. So,
I heard Sam, but I guess I'm tripping. Come on. I thought my roommate was calling me. I apologize.
you
We're
live
just,
with Sam?
huh?
Sam?
Sam I am. Yep.
Sam, I
Okay.
am.
He's
Oh,
doing his own thing. Right.
hey.
God bless him. But what was I saying? Yeah, no, I say like sorry, I'm not sorry. Like I really do not apologize for me maintaining the level of character growth and accountability that I said I was going to. Even if
Correct.
like, bro, I am not the one to tell you what you want to hear. I will tell you what you need to hear. And whether or not you accept that is none of my concern. And now if you accept that and you appreciate it and you reciprocate it, I know you're supposed to be in my life. Now, if you reject it and you hate it or me for it, then God bless you, bro. I will love you from sis, bro, whoever you are. I will love you from afar. But I'm gonna fill my life with as much truth as possible because as human beings, we all struggle with these things. It's not some like Martha Beck struggled with it too. She wasn't saying like, "Hey, I'm this perfect person and I'm gonna always tell the truth." The goal is to not lie. So let me actually be more intentional about being in honesty. Period. Point blank. Most people just. This is why in the Bible it tells us, that seek the truth, find the truth, and it will set you. It'll literally set you free. But most people don't like the aspect of what truth can actually entail, which is like blows my mind. I'm like,
I mean, it's scary. I mean, being somebody who was in that position, I can totally understand. It is scary when you don't know you're in a place. Like now, I embrace the not caring about the how.
yeah,
Now, to me, the how is so insignificant. At this point, I'm just so grateful that I'm there and God is showing me the signs. When I was younger, when I was not in that mindset, it's scary to trust and have faith because there's been so much disappointment, so much situations that have happened that have to do with alienation and feeling like loneliness.
yeah,
That, yeah, it's scary to take that choice. The thing is, once you accept that, these, it's all about perspective.
Yeah.
That's where the growth is, where
But
you can accept these things.
if you decide to accept it,
Have to.
you know what you know now. You can't unknow it.
You can't unknow it. And then there's the growth. There's where the transitions and the transformation happens. Until then, you're just kind of like, I'm too scared to believe. I'm too scared to have faith. And it's just like fear-ridden and it's insane. Doesn't she say that in this book too? When she was talking about fear and how, oh God, like it will just keep us small or something like that. I can't remember what she
Um,
said. I'll have to find it.
Yeah, I think it was the beginning, but like, I don't know, we related it back to how the things that lie directly behind fear, if you go towards it, it's like
Mhm.
being in the inferno. You have to go towards what is causing that fear so that you can embrace it with faith and like move forward from it, right? So I agree with that, and I think like a lot of it, and I love how she expressed this because I've learned this in other books as well and other mentors, but she goes, making small changes, not large ones, your entire life will eventually be transformed. Your time, the most limited of all resources, will fill up with this sense of happiness and purpose. Yo, this has never been more true in my life. And like I say this to say, I've stayed true to the character and what I said that I was going to do for so long in a season of limited resources that God genuinely stretched it in a way that was like divine. Exhibit A, going to Dubai. Ain't got the funds or the ability. He made it happen all the time. I had less than 3K in my freaking bank account. And I say like less than 3K because majority of people that are in Dubai have a multitude
They
times
got money.
3K, right?
It's a
But
wealthy country.
I was out there literally on my last $3, confused on how I'm gonna spend the rest of my days out there, from rides to food, and if anything goes sideways, I'm getting back home. Right? Because anything could happen. Everything is out of my control. But I literally decided to trust that the Lord can do more with the little than I can do with the plenty.
Mhm.
And bro, I remember looking out after I had just paid for a meal that was supposed to be paid for. Whole different side story. But paid for a meal with me and my business partner. And I was like, well, there goes the last 45 of my 48 bucks I got. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I took a deep breath. And Imani, when I tell you, all I did was I looked out to the skyline because this was on a rooftop. I looked out of the skyline and I just took in the entirety of the city. And I was staring at the Burj Khalifa, something that I've always dreamt of, something I always envisioned in my brain. And like this calming sense of peace and gratitude just overcame my entire mindset. And I'm like, this is surreal. And God, I thank you. Literally, I kid you not, less than a minute after that, I get an email notification about the largest check I've ever received within the space of trading and commission. And all I could hear was God like chuckling and be like, bro, I told you I got it.
Ah, you thought.
But that's just an example. Like he will take the limited time and resources.
Yeah.
And if you make those small changes of perspective of how you operate in authenticity and just doing what you're supposed to do, like it's literally wild how things will work out for you.
I swear to God,
It's not a
like,
game.
God, you funny. Sometimes I swear, Marcus, I'll look up in the sky and be like, God, you funny, bro. Like, you're
Dude,
a mess.
he has a sense of humor. He really does. He
No,
really does.
no, so seriously, there's been so many times where like I have been thinking something and like something will happen right almost like immediately and it'll happen in such a funny way and I know God is just gonna be like you thought I wasn't
Yeah,
going
you wild for
God
that.
is wild and
Yeah, yeah.
I respect it because that
I
should be
mean,
making me laugh.
just like small things like that, and even like in the
Yeah.
times where I don't even have it, I still have enough to eat for the night, or a meal comes, or somebody offers to give me 20 for gas or whatever the case is. I'm like, bro, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, like this is wild. And I be seeing how like as I step into this next chapter of complete detachment, um, it makes me look back at all the times that he's been there for me and what he's done and how what I'm stepping into gives me an opportunity to show him that I meant everything I said in terms of the prayers I had and the commitments I made to myself and to him about who the man I'd be. And I look forward to continuously proving that. Like, bro, I've had a surreal amount of provision over like the last 2, 3 weeks that is kind of like beyond me. And all I've done is stay consistent. And I get emotional, bro, because it's been a difficult last 3 years. But
Yeah.
like I genuinely stayed committed to growing and becoming the man that I know I'm supposed to be. And although I've fallen or I have made mistakes along the way, it's been an upwards trajectory. So in trading, we call this we bullish, right? There's a higher high and a higher low. And then I go and then I fall or there's a mistake or I have to learn. But it's
Or it's a bearish market.
yeah,
It's a little bearish right now.
in a little second. It really is. But overall, like when you zoom out on the larger scale, like it's been steady Eddie. Like it's looked crazy at times for sure, but for the most part, I am no longer where I'm at, and I'm further along the process of when he first told me take the step and trust me. And when I see like it was crazy amount of confirmation when I decided to take the step out of pure faith. Like I knew he did that for a reason to ensure me continue. Am I frozen?
I swear to God, I swear, I know what that feels like on so many levels. Like, you got to zoom out. This is why you got to talk to old people. This is why
Yep,
connection with
wisdom.
everyone is so important because your elders will tell you that once you've gotten to this point, you look back and you see so much power and so much growth. And don't sweat the small things when you're younger because overall,
Yeah,
just living your life is that's the key. Just
yeah, just
living
being present, and being in
it.
motion. And I say this because I had a guy. He reached out to me. I had a great week in sales. I had a great week in helping people get in motion. I had a great week in consistency. And he was just asking me, like, he's like, bro, he didn't ask me, but he asked me, and he confirmed it by saying, I didn't ask you, but I was asking you. And I was like, yeah, I know it. So I was like, hey, bro, I apologize if you weren't, it seemed like you were trying to, and he was like, nah, you good, bro? He was like, I didn't ask, but I was. I was like, I bet. But he was like, dude, you seem like you're on top of the questions. You're on top of knowing what to ask. And I'm like, what's the reason being is not for a desire to get a paycheck or a bread. I seek to understand before being understood. And my intention is to serve, not to get money. So my heart posture and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and anything that I do, because how you do anything is how you do everything, is to be an impact and influence people in the right direction by showcasing the truth that God has given me. And in that process, I'm able to go and find where certain situations lie for people's problems, and I help them solve that with a
Yeah.
solution and a bridge to get there. That's the only thing that I've done over the years, and the only reason why I've been more effective with it is because I've learned to ask better questions and to listen more than I speak. And when I do that, I'm able to help more intentionally because there's an energy of authenticity that is being received that I'm actually there to help them and not to manipulate them, period, point blank. And it's wonders what happens, and a lot of it's God's favor. Like it's not me, like it's really not. And I be explaining this, and I told him there's a book called The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success. We read it as a squad. One of those chapters is called The Law of Detachment. And as I was reminding him as we move forward to be detached from the overall result so that you can focus on the process. So it opens you up to the field of endless possibilities, and the solution makes itself known because you're not focused on what you get, you're focused on the work and the consistency.
Yeah.
It works more on you than it works on the work itself. And you ultimately essentially allow the outcome to be inevitable because you're doing the things and the intention is pure. It's not manipulated or geared towards this desire of gaining self pride or ego or recognition. Like those things, in terms of recognition and rewards, cool, awesome. But what matters most is what you do for other people. So, as I was talking to him about this chapter, I recognized how many times over the last 5 years I've read this chapter. About it's been at least 10. And now how I have to move, and this is what I love what she talks about, right? It's the small changes not the large ones that your entire life will be transformed. The compound effect over and over and over and over again. Ultimately, your whole life is different. And I told him that, like, bro, I went from a space of being exposed and learning it to applying it and analyzing it, having wisdom about it and gaining experiences in it. And then the last one is embodying it, living it. Like it literally has been this aspect to where like now, Lord, have your way, bro. It's your will, not mine. I'm here.
I
Whatever.
don't care. It
I'm
could go
here. I
either
will
way.
do
It could go.
I will do my part, and as long as I'm confirmed and you show me where I need to go, discern my soul today and allow me to hear where it is you want me to go, I'm here. Like it is what it is. I have no longer desired what I feel like I want or need. You know better. You understand it more than I do. It is what it is, and I'm here for the ride. And ever since I've operated in this like embodying it and embracing this real life living, it's been this right? Ed Milet talked about in the Power One More, doing one more rep, going and having one more conversation, serving one other person, having one more phone call, reading one more book, like just continuously doing one more.
That sand, that clay, it all becomes a brick.
Eh.
Okay. And that brick becomes a structure, period.
I'm definitely taking that one. Don't hey, you see that on the story? Don't be mad. I'm gonna quote you too. I'm like,
All
this is
right. But
my great
it's
friend of mine.
sand. I don't think sand goes in bricks. So I think it's just clay.
No, it's sand too.
It's sand.
There's
Are you
grains,
sure it's sand?
there's sediment.
There's sediment. There's some kind of scale of lime of some sorts of something.
What
No, that ass.
what makes
You know
bricks?
what? And that is so powerful. That's where that's the true power. That's where true power lies. And it feels so good. And I see why people get a little power hungry because once you taste it, but it's the good power, not the crazy power, not the
No,
like the
but it's real like, oh, it's martyr.
martyr.
It's spreadable mixture of water, sand, lime, and cement used to permanently bond bricks together. Oh, that's what martyr is. So martyr has the sand. What are
Oh,
bricks?
mortar. Mortar has the sand. That
Oh,
makes sense because
sorry.
it'll have that like tacky-ish,
I went to
tacky.
school, y'all. I went to school.
He did.
Okay.
He's a scientist, y'all.
Yeah, yeah. What are bricks made of?
It should just be clay, no?
I'm looking. Clay, shell, sand, and water.
Okay, so I was right when I'm thinking I was right. All
Mm.
right, all right.
They're like swim
I knew
hard.
that. I knew that.
But this is why I really like what you said because it's not these large quantum leaps that occur. It's literally small changes over time. Like, have you ever seen the domino effect? You've got this large ass domino, 10 feet, 20 feet tall, and then you have one before it that's a little smaller, then a little smaller, then a little smaller, all the way up to the size of like a pin.
I've never seen it, but I know what it is.
And all you got to do is hit the small pin, and each pin knocks or hit the smallest domino. The domino hits the next domino, which is slightly bigger. Then that one hits the next domino, which is slightly bigger, all the way to the 10, 15-foot domino. And that 15, 10-foot domino ends up falling from you
Yeah.
being the smallest little domino at the beginning. You've seen pictures of it for sure. But overall, it's doing the small things over and over again, compoundedly, effectively causing that change to occur. And overall, you see a seismic difference literally take place.
I've never seen it like with um a big domino
You can
before.
see it like sometimes people talk about it with like the snowball effect,
Okay. Well, yeah.
right?
Yeah. I've always seen it like regular size domino. Oh, here's one.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is so cute. It's like a little tiny domino.
Really tiny, you flick it or you push it over, and then it goes and hits all the larger ones. And I feel like that's how
Wow.
you go about integrity. That's how you go about living your life in more authenticity. And eventually, your whole life becomes more in alignment and more rewarding and more at peace because you're operating in this sense. And it took the small silent battles, sometimes the things that you're unwilling to share or battling on your own that you've got to embrace, face. go through, overcome, and then stay away from whenever you get out of there. You came too far. I had a mentor tell me it's like you've got to be like a shark, and not in the aspect of being ferocious and killing things in line of sight, but sharks literally cannot swim backwards. They swim forward, period, point blank. Now they can go back to where they want, but that doesn't mean that they go backwards in understanding that. They're swimming in a forward direction. So if you turn around, you're aware. That's like what we're talking about. You're aware that you turned around. You didn't go backwards, your sight didn't remain the same. It changes because you know you should be going that way, but you chose to not. Your choice, free will, period, point blank. Anyways, as we wrap this thing up, because I have a call at 1, there was one thing I wanted to touch on from chapter 10 or 9, chapter 10. Um, she just said, walk the walk. And I be telling people integrity is alignment of your feet and your words. Don't say it if you don't mean it, and mean it if you say it. Like actually say it. Like say it with your chest and allow your actions to speak louder. Like it's not just this saying that people say. It is an actual truth behind it. I think people take it for granted, but one thing that I've learned is that people will show you exactly who they are, and over time they'll prove that to be true. Right? If somebody's willing to grow and develop, over time they will grow and develop.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
people are
what
willing
is
to be
that?
more committed to who they once were versus who they could be, over time, they will remain the same or regress. But like, listen with your eyes is what I remember. And whenever you do so, make sure you're taking an eagle eye perspective of your own actions, of your own footwork, of your own ability to do the same thing that you are embracing and expecting from others. Period, point blank. Practice makes purpose.
Mhm.
Oh, I meant to say practice makes progress.
No, I like it that. I like it the way you said it though.
But practice really does make purpose.
It does. That shit bars, bro. Like that was clear. That was clean. Because I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. No, like really though? Yeah, like it
yeah,
really
no,
does.
like, amen. I'm gonna have to write that one down. That's
I
correct.
might be stealing that one for you. Practice makes purpose,
Yeah, practice
period.
makes purpose because it doesn't make perfection. We can't be perfect. Period, point
No,
blank. You know, shout
perfection
out
is
to Les Brown.
overrated.
Dismantle that belief right now.
Yeah, it's
Practice makes,
overrated. Who
yeah,
cares?
amen.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah, so essentially, I guess reclaiming Eden, beginning to wake up is what I wanted to touch on, and then we'll wrap up. But as we get into the last stages of paradise for next week, um, she said, your dream, anyone's dream, is the version of reality our culture and our traumas have programmed to us to see. If you keep following the way of integrity, the dream must end. Your Eden will form around you. You'll begin to open up, allowing your true nature to be seen, learning to tolerate the radiance of your own soul and the beams of love it inevitably attracts. Once you reach your whole truth in any area, you're likely to begin having moments of satori where you feel a certain burst of strange irrepressible energy where the whole world suddenly becomes more vividly colorful. You'll find yourself immersed in pure clarity, where your suffering disappears into oblivion and is replaced by beautiful thoughts. And I was like, yo, that's a powerful paragraph because I've had to lay down at the cross a version of my dream that I thought I wanted and how I thought it was going to be in order to step into what the Lord actually intended. And
Mm.
there's a submission that occurs knowing that it's not me, it's him that I live by. And ever since I've walked in more truth behind that, the more things have occurred in for not only my favor but my family's favor. And like I thought at this point I would be feeling like different or like but what I've recognized is like I've literally been prepared into the man that I am today to accept a life that embodies and actually meets me where I'm at. And you know, shout out Jim Rohn. He taught me this before I was the man I am today. And he literally was saying, you know, your level of, and this is what I say it on this every promo, every Saturday, right? Let me just read it from the promo, y'all. So if you on the recording, you ain't on this damn call, you better listen. Your success will go as far as your personal development. In fact, your success will meet you at your level of personal development. And if that level of success outreaches your level of personal development, be assured it will meet you where you're at. So if it surpasses you and you remain here, it will come down. Like things don't get easier, you get better, right? And in that process, the way I've seen it is like as you begin to open up, you can allow that light to radiate in a way that gives people permission to do the same. And that does not sit well with people, which is why you get those attacks because they're like, oh my gosh, this person's doing it, but I'm not. Hold on, wait, they're 50, starting their own business, but I'm just settled and I've always wanted to do that. And now instead of being excited and inspired, I feel attacked and frustrated. Like this is real life. This happens all the time. But when you operate out of that truth, um, it helps you grow. And this is like, I'll leave it with this because y'all, if you don't know this, now you know, and I'm making it public. I've been telling more people about it so that I actually do it. I'm writing a book.
Ah!
And like when I say I'm writing a book,
Oh,
I'm actually writing it. Like I have it outlined, and when I do write it, I want to write it. I don't want to just hear chat review.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Oh,
Okay,
no
and
message
I'm
could
like,
have been any clearer. Okay,
if you want to make
back to play. You gotta take a look at yourself and make the change.
change. Hey, shout out Michael Jackson. Go watch the movie. Okay, but here's what I'll leave it with, and this is from
Okay.
Marianne Williamson, and this is something that I always reference and that I live by. Our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. You are here for a reason. Your
Ooh.
playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are born to make manifest the glory that is within us. It is everyone, and as we light, oh, it's in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give others the permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
Whew.
And that light, in my belief, comes from a spirit that is divine, and that comes in my belief from Christ. And that's why at the end of the day, when I do step in a room, I do notice energy shifts. I do notice people literally, I think I talked about this last week with you off the record, but I notice people taking different positions in the room.
Hmm.
You have
Yeah.
permission to be yourself. And if I call you out of you not being who you want to be based on my presence and a reminder of the conversations we've had or the things we point out, again, I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. Because I'm going to continue being who I said I was going to be, who I know I am today. And that, folks, is my biggest takeaways from these chapters. And I feel like from starting this book and where I was at to where I'm at now in purgatory, like I'm literally here now.
Yeah. No,
It's
it's so
wild.
so
It's wild.
so real.
It's wild.
So
Like it's
real.
happening in real time, and it's surreal how every time we do these book clubs, they're like right on time and right in alignment with what we're going through. I see you doing the same, and it's just really powerful. So I'm grateful. Next week, y'all, we will be wrapping up this book. Best believe we're gonna have some amazing takeaways to think about. And in that being said, next book we have. Everyone make a change.
Change. Yes.
Next
With
book
the
is
man in the mirror.
Instinct by JD Takes. Oh, GD, oh my gosh.
What's his name?
Jakes. TD Jakes. I'm over here. I can read. I can read. Have
JD
you
Takes.
have you seen that reel though? Like
Uh,
somebody's trying to read and they keep like stumbling over the words and they're like, I can read. I can read. TD Jakes, Instinct. I love you guys. I hope you have a good Saturday. Amani, I appreciate you holding it down with me. God
Absolutely.
bless. We'll see
Have
you.
a fantastic Saturday,
I gotta
everyone.
go though. I gotta go. I love y'all. Later, girl. Hey, shout out you though. And your
Okay, shout out you. Have a good meeting.
all right, bye.